So you're a Jeep owner and you've got this pesky code P1D30 staring back at you from the dashboard. Yeah, not fun. But hey, don't sweat it. In this quick explainer, we're going to break down exactly what that code means, what's causing it, and most importantly, how to get it fixed. Let's jump right in. You know the feeling, right? You're just cruising along and bam, that check engine light comes on. And it's not just any light. It's flashing this weird code you've never seen. It's definitely frustrating, maybe a little worrying, and you just want to know what's going on, like right now. Well, that's exactly why you're here. Okay, first things first, just take a deep breath. Seriously. This code, P1D30, is actually a pretty common thing. The good news is there's a super clear, logical way to fix it, and we're going to walk through it together, step by step. You got this. All right, so let's get down to it. What is your Jeep actually trying to say with this code? Let's decode this thing. Okay, so P1D30 basically means oil viscosity too low. So what does that mean? Well, think about it like this. Your engine needs oil that's kind of thick, right? Like honey. That thickness, or viscosity, creates a nice protective cushion between all those fast-moving metal parts. This code is your Jeep screaming, hey, the oil in here is acting more like water. And that's a big problem. Watery oil just can't protect the engine the way it's supposed to. And this is really the key takeaway here. This is not a warning light you just ignore and hope it goes away. Seriously, driving around with oil that's too thin, well, that leads to friction, overheating, and, yeah, you guessed it, some really, really bad engine damage. Trust me, dealing with this now is going to save you a massive headache and a ton of money down the road. Okay, so we know what the problem is. Now, let's put on our detective hats and figure out why it's happening. It usually comes down to one of four common culprits. So here are our four main suspects. It could be that the oil is just plain old, or the oil filter is all clogged up. Maybe you accidentally used the wrong kind of oil. Or, and this one's a bit more sneaky, you could have fuel getting into the oil. Let's break them down one by one. All right, culprit number one is usually the most obvious one. You're just overdue for an oil change. Your Jeep is smart. Its computer keeps track of when you're supposed to get serviced. If you go past that point, it just assumes the oil has broken down and isn't thick enough anymore, and boom, it throws the code. But it's not just about the oil. The filter is a huge piece of the puzzle. Think about it. Its whole job is to catch all the nasty gunk. If that filter gets clogged, where does all that junk go? Right back into your oil, where it just grinds it down and makes it thin and useless. This is why you have to change the filter with every single oil change. It's totally non-negotiable. Okay, culprit number three is super straightforward, but you'd be surprised how often it happens. You just use the wrong oil. Not all motor oils are created equal, you know? Your Jeep's engine needs a very specific thickness, a specific viscosity, and you can find that right in your owner's manual. If you pour in something that's too thin, right from the start, you're going to get this code almost immediately. And our last suspect, this one's a little more serious. It's called fuel dilution. Basically, if something's wrong with your fuel injectors, raw gasoline can actually leak down into your engine oil. And what does gas do to oil? It basically dissolves it, making it super thin and destroying its ability to protect anything. Yeah, that'll definitely set off the P1D30 code. Okay, so we've rounded up the usual suspects. Now for the part you've been waiting for. What do you actually do about it? Let's get into your 4-point action plan. The good news is, this is pretty simple. For every cause, there's a clear fix. If the computer's telling you the oil's old, well, it's time to change the oil and the filter. Easy. If you know that filter's been in there a while, change it. Like we said, always change the filter with the oil. If you realize you grabbed the wrong bottle of oil, you've got to drain it and put the right stuff in. Check your manual. And finally, if you think fuel is getting into your oil, that's one for the pros. Take it to a mechanic and have them check out the fuel injection system. Look, fixing a problem is one thing, but making sure it never happens again, that's even better. So let's talk about a few simple habits that'll keep your engine happy and that pesky light off for good. It all boils down to just a few key things. First, stick to your manufacturer's service schedule like glue. Second, I'm going to say it again, always change the oil filter with the oil. No excuses. Third, always double check you're using the right oil for your Jeep. And last, if you notice anything weird with how your car is running that might point to a fuel issue, get it checked out ASAP before it turns into a real mess. Really, it all comes down to this simple idea. Being proactive is your absolute best defense. Just by knowing what causes this P1D30 code and how to fix it, you have the power to stop major engine damage before it even starts. You're in control now. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Is your engine really getting the protection it deserves? I mean, that thing works hard for you every single day. And the right oil, that's its lifeblood. It's everything. The good news is after this, you know exactly what to do to answer that question with a confident heck yes.